Hi, Dad. We're going to learn how to make bread today. So, step 1, you need to learn about when your sourdough starter is peaking. So I put this little dot here so I know when it's about doubled in size. The bubbles are even all the way throughout. And I know my starter, and I think it's going to peak in about an hour. So that means I'm going to start step 1, the autolyse. I'm doing an adapted thing from this book here. Remember, it's all about, it's all about ratios, right? So our baker's ratio is 100%, like 100 to flour, 70 water, 2% salt, and 20% liquid. So that means we're going to start with 100 grams of flour. 500 grams of flour. You're going to use all-purpose. I'm going to use my French flour. It's going to look a little bit different. Measure that out in a bowl. 500 grams. Now, the autolyse is something that's really important to do before you add anything. It just helps the gluten build because we're not going to knead the dough at all. So this is going to help the gluten build. You just simply mix the flour and the water and leave it alone for about an hour and up to I think Richard said 6 hours. A little bit over there. All right. So first we do that, and then we're going to add, after an hour, we're going to add the starter. Okay. So I have 500 grams of flour. I'm going to put that down. Now, the water temperature is something that's really important, okay? So, measure out your water from the sink, take your thermometer, and check the temperature of your water. You want it, I'm going to tell you in Celsius, you want it about between 28 and 32 degrees. So mine is 29.1, that'll work. Take a different container, I'm just going to take a coffee cup. Take your water, that's the right thing. Zero out your scale, and we want 350 grams of water. 100. Okay. 27. You definitely want to do it in another container. I don't think mine is big enough. 53. Okay, I'm at 353. Take a tablespoon, take it out. 4. I want exactly 350. You're going to add the 350 slowly. I've made this before, so I know what it should look like in my bread. I'm going to do this so you can see inside. There we go. Grab your wooden spoon, take your water, add it pretty slow. I'm going to add like half, start stirring. You want it to be described as a shaggy ball, what's in the bowl, okay? So I will show you. That's going to be the difference between our flours, since I have the French flour and you have the American flour, okay? All-purpose is going to be a little bit different, might be a little bit less, might be a little bit more, I'm not entirely sure. And today, here is also a rainy, wet day, so it might be a little bit less, that's why I'm going so slow. Alright, now, look at that. You can see there is still flour on the sides, not quite enough, but this is quite shaggy. That's what we like. So we want just a little bit more. So I think my 350 is going to be perfect for me today. 350 grams of water. Yep. It's perfect. Okay. At this point, I'm going to get my hand wet. to stop from sticking. Take this off. There we go. Just kind of make sure that there we go. All the flour is indeed mixed in. And there we have it. Now this texture is what I would call a shaggy ball, okay? It's still kind of loose, still on my fingers just a bit. You don't want it to be too soppy, and you don't want it to be not at all. So now I'm just going to cover this with a towel and leave it for an hour, and then we'll come back.